Hello everybody, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle, and today I'm going to build, well, not just today, in this video I'm going to build a woodshed. I am down at our creek on our home property. So home property is the 10-acre on grid. I'm down by the creek. This is where we live. Steve and I've mentioned in the couple previous videos that we want to build a little cabin down here closer to the creek, and I have a burning barrel here. The cabin is going to have a wood stove, and I imagine some sort of hippie hot tub thing. So a woodshed would be a great idea. Why not let that be the first thing I build here? I decided to make a handful of project rules for this woodshed build. Starting with number one. Number one is must be constructed with scrap lumber laying around. I've mentioned previously, and you guys have seen, I'm a little bit of a hoarder and I collect any kind of wood that I think is usable for something. And it's high time I start digging into some of that. Number two, needs to be a one video build. Start to finish, one video. I have 2/3 days to do it, so hopefully I can. Number three, a minimal tool project. So I can't be too fussy. I'm not going to be spending so much time doing things perfect because I only have a couple days. Number four, shouldn't use sawmill because that kind of is creating new wood. Number five, allowed to break one rule once. So let's head to the sawmill. I've already put together the floor. I used a couple of pallets that I had laying around and some of the 2x6 material, and I've gone through the rest of what I have for 2x6 material, and I don't have enough to create the whole entire frame for the woodshed out of that. For me, I feel like I really want to stick to using the dimensional lumber for the rafters. So I've stacked the 2x6s on there, what I have that's reasonable lengths. And we're going to use that for the rafters, and I'm going to take some of the skinny logs that I had taken up to the sawmill from this pile down here. I'm going to mill a couple of flat sides on them. I have built roundwood structures before, and I have built dimensional structures before, but I've never built with something that's kind of a mix of the two. So let's go to the sawmill and start milling. Pew. I've been needing a respirator for quite a while. Milling the cedar, if the wind is blowing the wrong way, it just poofs up this fine cedar sawdust, which is so bad for our lungs. And I finally got a respirator from Temu, the sponsor of today's video. Temu is a new online marketplace or platform where you can find a huge variety of items in multiple categories at bargain prices, saving you money and saving you time. It's seen a ton of recent success and is the #1 free shopping app on App Store, and is supported by some mega influencers and celebrities. I spent $100 and I got so many things. Everything arrived as it should and as what it said it was. In fact, honestly, the quality based on pricing exceeded my expectations. I can't talk about all the things that I got. A couple of things I will though. I got these sunglasses, UV polarized sunglasses for $13 something. So inexpensive for really good quality glasses. I went mountain biking with my friend the other day. She thought these were a few $100 mountain biking glasses. When Steve and I were in Hong Kong, it was disgustingly hot and humid, and we saw people going around with these. I would have given my right arm for one. So I got not only one, but two. By downloading the app in just a few simple steps, new users get first purchase discounts such as $100 coupons, exclusive prices, and 50% off your first Temu order. Once you download the app, use my code within 1 hour to get $25 off orders that are over $50. I don't know any other shopping app where I can buy some tools, a respirator, cleaning supplies, sports gear, fashion wear, underwear. Honestly, the list is too long. That is both super affordable and good quality. It's really got me wondering, did I just create a new skit character? Check out Temu, download the app, find your own gems, and thank you Temu for sponsoring this week's video. This one is gonna go like this. Okay, so the surfaces that I need to work from with the floor and to build little walls will be the flat surfaces, and then the outside will be the round. That's what I'm thinking is gonna, that's what I'm hoping it's going to wind up looking like. You know, say this would be the front. This will be front left. Inside will be here. This will be back here. I've some. Never mind. I have no idea how to explain that, but you know what I mean, I think. It'll make sense when it comes together. 1 down, 3 to go, and then my beams need to be, these are all sort of roughly cut at 8 feet. The beams, I need them to be 10 feet, so I probably am going to have to source some logs out, but I have lots of little skinny logs that I can use, which is basically dealing with scrap lumber, right? I think it is. This log has some infestation in it, but I'm going to use it anyway. Dinner was had, and so I have the posts now. I really just need to get the beams. I would dig into the pile of logs that's down by the creek where I got all this stuff from, but I'm pretty sure most of it is cut at 8 feet and I need 10 feet. So I'm gonna take 2 of these logs here because they're long enough, and I'll mill 2 flat sides on those. I'm wishing now, I sort of look at this too late, but I've never done this before. If I'd have put a bigger log on, I could have actually gotten 2 out of that one, and it would have potentially only looked like one. You'd still get some of the rounded edge on it. Anyway, the other thing I was thinking is that if I mill 3 sides, the inside doesn't need to have the rounded look. You're not going to see it. It would help me with the rafters if I had a square thing on the inside. If the inside was square, I could much more easily cut my rafter bird's mouths. It's hard when I don't take the chainsaw and get rid of all of the branches like that, you know, when it's not flat. So it was sitting up a little bit too high. So I took a ton off. I didn't see it sitting on one right there. It's still okay. But see, way too much off here. It's okay. I'll call it a day. I just want to think about how I'm going to deal with that pallet before I bring it over here, and then realize tomorrow I need to lift it and take it somewhere else because I'm not organized. So I'm going to think about it for tonight, and then tomorrow morning we'll be back. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, day 2. It's like 11 o'clock a.m. It's not like my day just started, but I'm making sourdough bread, so that always is time consuming. I had to come down. We don't have our ATV here. The ATV is in the shop, which makes everything a little bit more difficult for me. I still have to hike everything down here. So I came down already and brought the pack and a shovel and a few things, and then I had another couple armfuls this time when I just came down now. But yeah, I timed it. Let me see how long it takes to walk back and forth. It took me 7 minutes to get down here. So uphill, let's say it's gonna take 8 minutes to get to the house, basically. Which isn't a lot, I guess, but there and back. By the time you get your thing, it's probably a half an hour. So I tried to remember everything that I would need within reason. So I'm gonna start to clear that area a little bit and just start working on my foundation, and then I'll bring over the subfloor. Now I know some people are gonna say, well, why didn't you just build the shed up by your house and then bring it down with the Bobcat? And sure, that could be done, but my brain just wants me to build it on site. I don't know. I don't work that way for some reason. I've never done it before. I don't know what I'm trying to achieve here with this earth. There's so many rocks and roots. I was trying to just take off the top layer of soil with the, you know, dead branches everywhere, but there's a lot of root systems here, as you can see. Like, so sort of almost feel like I created a worse situation. I wonder if I should put the woodshed where the excavator is. It's like nice and flat there. Here is now even just worse. I just rearranged the machines. I think I'm gonna put it more right here. My plan is to level that floor out, and I'm gonna build my posts. I'm gonna build it, I think. I'm gonna try to do it the same way I did my shed out on the cliff. So the legs for the shed are going to be on the rocks or the pavers, and I'll notch them in or just fasten them in with lag screws or big nails or whatever I can find. Notching would be better. That's what I did with the shed, but time-wise, I don't know how much time I have. This is what I'd wanted to do, was to make a notch in here so that the 2x6 material sits inside that little notch. And I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, because I can't see how, without getting huge bolts or lag screws, how I can really assemble it structurally any other way. So I'm gonna have to go back up to the house and get a chisel. I have my saw, or Steve's saw, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I would do that on all 4 posts. Really hard time with getting this notch cut out so that the corner fits 90 degrees. I can't get that inside portion out. I will be here forever if I'm going to do that. I think how I can solve the issue, which is what I'll end up doing for everyone now, is I'm just going to cut it all the way out to here. All right, one done. I put a bunch of long screws in. Some this long, couple that long, and then some shorter ones, and it's in there pretty good. So I think that's just what I'm gonna have to do. These make great shims too. Okay, I figured that the back posts, angle, do. I think if I cut them at 4 feet, that will give me enough of a slope. And then I can use one, because they're over 8 feet. If I cut it in half, then one of those logs I can use for both the back posts if I cut them to 4 feet. One I'll cut at 4 feet, one I'll cut a little bit more than 4 feet. This is the shortest one. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Bonus, if I screw it up, I have another post anyway. huge part of me wants to notch all of that, but I'm not going to. I don't have time. So I'm just gonna drill holes and put big nails down. I think for the rafters, the back is more important to have the 90-degree, if you know what I mean. And I adjusted things, just measuring from inside 90 degree to outside 90 degree to give myself somewhat of a square structure, so my rafters and my roof will be somewhat the same. These, hopefully, they're long enough. Rafters. Now I ideally would like to brace this a little bit now, but I don't have anything. Here. I just threw one 2x6 up there for the rafter. Get an idea, I guess. But I really want to throw even just some temporary cross braces, and I just don't have anything down here. So I'm gonna go back up to my sawmill, and I've got a ton of scrap wood laying around there, so I'm gonna go grab a few pieces. I just grabbed some pieces from my old slab rack that were already cut to somewhat of a 90 degree or 45. I think a round wood, maybe like the combination of slightly milled and slightly round wood, so probably I'll try and see if one of the slabs that I have could be used for these. I think that would look really cool. I only have this freaking thing, so I gotta go back up. Be nice if I could make a template. This poor little saw, I don't know if it's gonna do the job. But it's all I have. My tools are at the cabin. Cliff. You know what? It's like pretty decent. I'm gonna use it as a template, so cue time lapse. I'm going to go back up in this. I'm going to move that guy over there, go up in here because I'm going to load it full of roofing stuff and whatever else I need for tomorrow. Good morning, guys. So I actually went out last night and after supper, just before dark, and got some measurements. I feel like that little saw just doesn't keep up very well. Those batteries are old and they just die easily, especially with that circular saw thing. So because I had to bring the Bobcat up anyway with the forklifts, because I'm taking a bunch of slab wood and scrap wood, whatever I can salvage in that pole barn shed of mine that I can use for wall boards, roof boards. I'm gonna gather all that on the forklift attachment, and I thought while I'm up here, I may as well make the cuts up here. The other thing I need to do is get my roofing material, which I have a pile of salvaged material laying on the lawn there that needs to go. So this will be a perfect opportunity to use that up, and I think there should be enough there. Okay, I definitely think I have enough. I mean, some of the panels, the ribs, the joining members are all bent, but I think I have enough that's usable. So I'm gonna wash them quickly, just hose them off, clean them up a bit. I have a few of these big pine boards. Which would be good for roofing. It's really, we cover a lot of surface. Leftover from stuff I milled last fall, supposed to be maybe for the cabin and the cliff, but I'll use it. Shed, I think. Okay, let's go down to the sawmill. I'm so thankful to have this. It's gonna be so hot today. Go down to the mill, find some slabs. More than enough for the roof now. What's kind of cool is that the slabs that I took off of the cedar, I can use. Special plan for this one, this guy right here, little Billy. Should find out, before I cut these, I should find out exactly how those panels add up when they're all put together, the roof panels. That's going to be important. Let me do that first. My roof panels, when they're put together, are exactly a foot. So 3 together is exactly 3 feet. My roof, as it is exactly 10 feet. The beams are 10 feet wide, which gives me nothing overhang on each side. And that's not exactly what I want. I should have thought about that a little bit more in advance, but that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is make these roof boards a little bit longer, a couple inches on each side, and I'm gonna add one more panel of tin. Okay, I just got down here. It is, I think it's like 1 o'clock, a little after 1. Anyway, I'm really thankful to be kind of down by the creek in the trees. It's much cooler than up at the house. And the reason I'm putting this little piece at the back is because just in case I didn't have long enough slabs, some that can go the whole distance, but some of them I think I'm gonna have to go and find a few more, and this will help allow me to use shorter pieces. Okay, I'm just starting on this first board here, and I really realize I need to pre-drill things because they're just gonna all split more than likely. I mean, this is just kind of crap wood. So I'm gonna have to go back up and get a drill bit. Carried these 3 down. I need one more for here, and then potentially I grabbed a couple more for the back. Looking good. I did end up having enough to do a solid strip for every one. Luckily I brought an extra piece down. Regardless, I think that center, you know, support or post or whatever needed to be there anyway. Now time for some roof boards. I really want to get some of them up at least. I'm getting exhausted though, to be honest. It's been a really hot, long day and a lot of running around off camera. But let's do it. Good morning. There is just something about the smell of cedar, like milled cedar, and a creek in the forest in morning. There's just something so special about it. Can't describe it. Just hits all the right senses. Last crunch. Let's get the roof panels on.
You know, it's funny. I did have high hopes that I'd be able to complete this shed build in 2 days. And I suppose I could have if a few circumstances were different, or if I did in fact build it closer to the house and then move it down to the creek. But there's a reason why I'm deciding to build things down there. I've been wanting to spend more time down at the creek for years and to build this little Creekside Oasis. Working down there is the perfect way to peruse the lay of the land, watch how the sun traverses across the sky and through the trees, and it's pretty hard to beat the sounds of the creek passing by.
Done. But you can see I had to overlap a couple of panels because, well, that's only the materials that I had available. They're not meant to be doubled up like that because they don't quite fit very well, so I kind of had to screw them and smush them down. But yeah, overall, pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. All right, you guys, that's it. It's done, mostly. I do want to add fascia and a few other little finishing details. I wanted to switch out these braces, but I don't have the materials to do that yet, so I need to wait till I'm at the mill again and I can get some slabs to finish it off. And then I suppose the other thing that would require finishing off a woodshed would be to fill it full of firewood. But I have plans for this shed before I do that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Actually. Bye. Toodles. Pack full of tools. It's heavy. Batteries, tools, everything. And I just had this song come to my head. Just me and my neck fan. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, walking up the hill. Wherever we go, everyone knows it's me and my neck fan.